On this episode of Setter Tales, we traveled to Keokuk County, Iowa, finding out just how difficult it sometimes is to get in range of these amazing birds. We also discuss recent declining pheasant numbers with habitat expert Daryl Smith and talk with Andy and Maranda Hinnah about their Century family farm. I'm Wade Kisner, and I grew up hunting upland birds. Nothing's better than chasing a couple English setters called Sweet Lou and Adeline. Lou is a master hunter, and Adeline is quickly learning the trade. These are some of our tales.
I had a feeling the thumbs up would work.
On mornings of a hunt, I usually get up very early with anticipation, getting the shotguns out of the safe, inspecting dogs and equipment while burning a pot of coffee. This morning, however, was going to be special. Today, I will be hitting the road with my old hunting buddy, Steve Badger.
The dog's up?
Dogs are up.
And joined by my sons, Travis and Tyler.
Hi, guys.
Here, did you get your license?
Got it.
We're going to just do a field lunch. Takes less time, and we're going to be in the middle of nowhere, so.
But they filled that hole. They came out with a backhoe and they dug the thing out.
Oh, that's the badger hole now?
Yeah, there might have been a badger hole.
The gun dog of choice for me is an English setter. Lou, the male, is the old pro, and I've used him for several years for guided hunts. Adeline, who's quite a bit younger, turned into a very nice dog and makes a great brace mate for Lou.
Whenever we get the shotgun cases out and put on our hunting pants, the dogs know we're going bird hunting, and they just start going crazy.
Should be good.
Dad, where are we heading today?
We're going to go down to these friends of ours that have a farm down in Keokuk County.
We were down there, your dad and I, on October 30th and ran into a good number of birds spread out.
The bird count is up this year for some reason, because usually we're in Keokuk County, which is mid to south central Iowa, is not historically known for being a bird mecca. It's usually northern or northwest Iowa.
The habitat is just great where we're going. I mean, they've got the set aside, they've got switchgrass, horn beans, timber. You couldn't get any better than this. It's just the ideal place.
As we turned onto the gravel road that led to the Hinnah farm, we saw one rooster crossing the road.
I told Dad to stop.
Then all of a sudden,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Don't stop here. I got it. Go. Wow.
This is going to be fun today.
We're always on the lookout for opportunities to hunt private land. Luckily, we knew Andy and Maranda Hinnah. We arrived at the farm, and what a beautiful home they have and a brand new son, Everett.
this is Everett Hinnah, and he'll be the 4th generation to farm this ground. The heritage of this farm that we're on, we'll be the 3rd generation farmers on it. It is a century farm, which means it's been in the family for over 100 years. My father has acquired parcels of ground. My brother and I currently farm all of it. The reason that we're in the CRP program is my father enrolled the acres that were most vulnerable to erosion or some other kind of catastrophic problem from the weather or from farming practices or things like that.
Pheasants first arrived in Iowa in the early 1900s, and hunting seasons became established in some counties during the 1920s. Iowa recorded numerous seasons where the pheasant harvest numbered well over 1 million birds. Loss of habitat through changing agricultural practice came close to ending pheasant hunting in Iowa as we know it.
Conservation and Preserve Program is a program that was started by the federal government in about 1985. The idea was to take marginal farmland out of production. It's been really good for the wildlife, particularly because it provides a permanent habitat. Many of the grassland birds have made even a comeback.
And even some of the newer programs today, what they call like safe acres, or acres that are used for wildlife recovery. There's also different native seedings that they're putting back.
We've seen better hatches, bigger populations, especially this year.
Steve and I had hunted this farm many times before, and it sure was nice to see the wild bird population make a comeback due to the conservation practices there at the Hinnah farm. If I need more than that, I'm in trouble, guys. When we started to hunt, we went to the north side and started hunting these strips of grass that lie between the two picked bean fields.
Well, we weren't out in the field for 10 minutes when all of a sudden, I got the video.
The way we're shooting, this might be a long day.
Yeah, Annie looked like she was really birdie over here earlier. She's kind of doing it again now. We're moving on, and hopefully if they're running, they're going to be down ahead of us here.
As the day started to warm, the ground started to thaw, and the footing really got tougher and tougher.
I didn't think the footing was that bad, but again, I got young knees.
Lou and Addie didn't seem to be fazed by those conditions at all.
Cover looked good. Lou was out there, picked up that scent.
Tyler and Steve are going to push down this little finger towards us, and then we're going to get on both sides of this timbered area.
So we pushed the strips, but the birds, like they often do, were running ahead of us, and we just couldn't get any birds within gun range.
Yeah, we'll take the finger and take it down to that timber line. We got 2 or 3 birds out of here a few weeks ago when we were hunting this. Yeah, Lou, last time I hunted Lou a few days ago, he was busting through some brush and he got a cut, kind of abrasion on his front leg. Every time, about the time it heals up, he breaks it open again, and I figured he'd do that again today. So today we've wrapped it.
We decided we'd go to another side of the field where the strips are a little wider and they have a little heavier timber, and we thought that might make the birds hunker down and maybe hold tight for the dogs to point.
He's right here right now, but if he gets out on your side and he's out there too far, let me know. I'll be watching up the head, Trav, to see if anything's running ahead of us.
We pushed that big, dense ditch, and it was pretty tough cover, and at the very end of it, there was a really deep ditch, and we tromped through all that, and unfortunately never found a bird. Again, a lot of work for very little reward.
Go down to that road and block there. And then when we come through, then you can guys go up ahead again.
Okay.
So the new plan was to try to do some blocking. Tyler and Travis swung way out into the bean field, and they went parallel to the strip up to the north, and they got into position, probably about 300 yards ahead of us.
So any birds that are running, we'll either hunker down there ahead of them, or they'll get a shot at least.
If you look over and see where my brother Travis is standing, when we're blocking, we try to stand on the edges so we at least can see each other's orange caps where we know where everybody's at the same time. From my position, I'm right on the fence line. It's kind of hard for me, so I'm going to rely on Travis to tell me how far out the group is and if he could see them and anything else that's going on.
When they were in position, Steve and I started pushing that little draw and that strip with the dogs towards them. And the thought is that when the birds are running ahead like that, they get pinched between the two of us long enough for us to get them in gun range. At least that's what we had hoped.
Okay, here they go. Here goes one.
Good point.
Second hand. Hand. Okay.
Right there.
Saying the tough walking's over. We can go into some solid footing stuff.
All right, I'll give it to him. The footing was difficult.
This is rough. Chisel plow.
This is killing me. So, all right. What do you think? Hey, right over there. There's a couple little strips.
Anybody bring any a leave?
Always.
So we decided to give up on the strips, and we're going to go over and hunt the CRP. And honestly, we were tired, and we were drudging through the mud, and we probably weren't paying very much attention.
This where a blaze orange thong?
Yeah.
And sure enough,
Just walk this.
we regrouped at the truck, hoping that we'd have better luck.
Even though it's wide enough, we're going to have to go against the wind at some point anyway.
Yeah.
But
This second field where all the CRP is, that's where all the birds are.
It was night and day difference from the muddy bean field to the CRP.
Looks like we got a point right down here in this bottom.
Right as we just get settled in, I got the
Lou had a bird, but Addie actually had one also.
You got it, good boy. Yeah.
Now, with 2 birds in 10 minutes, we all got our second wind. It was kind of unique because there were simultaneous points by the 2 dogs about 7-8 yards from each other.
And at first we thought the second dog was just maybe winding the same bird as the first dog, but it turned out that it was a double point, 2 birds. 2 birds got up.
Dogs did a great job.
But so far I'm over today, so that's the way it is some days.
When you're bird hunting, you can't give the other guy too much crap because it could be you missing next time.
Some days they're a little more spooky like that than others, but the difference was when we came over in this field, those last 2 birds that the guys killed were setting really tight on the dog's points. So looks like today for us to get a better shot at birds, we need to be in this kind of cover, and that's the kind of thing you figure out.
For me, it's not how many birds I get in any particular hunt, but it's spending a day sharing my passion for upland hunting with gun dogs with a good friend and my boys.
With these increase in grasslands in the Conservation Reserve Program, there's been a tremendous increase in habitat on the land. With the emphasis on ethanol, there has been some people who have been taking their land back out of the Conservation Reserve Program and cultivating it for corn.
If I could see other people maybe do some things like terrace and tile and buffer strips, you know, those are some of the big things that I see that they can implement, still keep their ground profitable and usable, and increase their conservation and the habitat.
I guess I was about 8 years old when I went hunting with my dad for the first time. Every acre that's enrolled in the CRP program helps future generation of hunters just like me.